to episode 5. This week we head from Mount Cook Aoraki to Omaramara, over the Lindis Pass to Wanaka and Queenstown for some snowboarding. So here I am at Peter's Lookout, Lake Pukaki here on my left, and somewhere behind me is Mount Cook, which I'm super excited about seeing. However, we tried yesterday to come here, and the fog, we couldn't even see anything, so we thought, well, we might as well turn around. And today, the snow is coming in, so I'm not quite sure where we can stay when it's snowing, and I have seen -11 on the weather forecast, but we can't come through here without checking out Mount Cook, New Zealand's highest mountain. From the main car park, there's a few different directions that you can take. We did the Blue Lakes and Tasman Glacier view walk. It's only 40 minutes return, short and very easy. As you're coming up, you can take a left turn to head down towards the Blue Lakes. So we are in the Mount Cook region, and we have come down Tasman Valley Road and are checking out some of the hikes here. We've just branched off to check out the Blue Lakes, which to me looks pretty green.
Not blue at all, is it? No, it's not.
It doesn't look blue at all. And then we're going to head to the Tasman Glacier viewpoint. And of course, as we got down there, Kane had to go a little bit off-road, walking along the side of the lake and then up and over the rocky hill line to the ridge above. Going a little bit off track here, babe. Where we had a beautiful view out over the Tasman Glacier. The Tasman Glacier view is beautiful. It's an easy walk and it's a must do when you're in Mount Cook. We figured out why the Blue Lakes don't look so blue and are a bit more of a green colour. So back in the mid-1800s, when the Blue Lakes were initially named, they were fed by the turquoise glacier meltwater of the glacier that we have just been and seen. Now the Tasman Glacier has shrunk in length and height, and the water no longer flows through to these Blue Lakes. So warmer rainwater makes up those two little lakes that we've seen before. The alpine air just really gets in you, you know, it makes you just feel so great. So we've just been for a nice little hike up to the Tasman Glacier Lookout and the Blue Lakes. It's a really easy walk and it's a must do if you are in the area. The Tasman Glacier is New Zealand's largest glacier at 26 k's long. It is retracting at about 180 metres per year on average since the 1990s. So we stayed at
White Horse.
At White Horse, I keep getting it wrong.
Campsite.
White Horse campsite last night, which is accessible to all the great hikes in the region. From Mount Cook, it was off to Twizel. Now, if you are motorhoming around this region, it's good to allow a few days so that you can get up to Mount Cook when it is clear. So, best to check the webcams before you go up there. The town of Twizel was purpose-built in the 1960s to provide a home for workers involved with the Upper Waitaki Power Scheme. Today, it's a town well positioned for a lot of outdoor adventure activities, including trying to catch a salmon in the many canals that surround Twizel town. From Twizel, we continued our journey south, heading towards Omaramara, but not before a stop at the Clay Cliffs, a must-see destination if you're travelling through this area. Now, the town of Omaramara was quite impacted by COVID, So as you're driving through, you'll see a lot of hotels that have been closed down. But thankfully, there's a great top 10 holiday park there that you can stay at. The Omaramara Clay Cliffs are 10 kilometres west of Omaramara, and they're a natural rock formation. The clay cliffs are really not like something you would expect to see in New Zealand. They're unworldly formations, and they're made up of layers of gravel and silt, which would have originally been formed by the flow from ancient glaciers over 1 million years ago. In the winter, the walk up towards the glaciers is quite icy, snowy, and very slippery. But it's well worth doing to get up close and personal with these huge cliffs and rock formations. From Omaramara, it was time to head over the Lindis Pass towards Wanaka. Now the Lindis Pass links the Mackenzie Basin with central Otago, and it sits at an altitude of 971 metres above sea level. At this time of year, there is quite a bit of snow on the road and on the sides of the pass. So unfortunately in Twizel we had no luck catching any of these salmon. So we decided to head to Hook, a salmon farm just out of Wanaka, and I must recommend it. It was heaps of fun, the restaurant was great, and we were able to catch some salmon. Okay, so we stayed along the Cadrona Valley Road last night. There's 5, I think, little parking spots that you can stay along this road, and then you can stay at the pub in the summer and also at the general store. The little car parks are quite hard to find, so we went past 4 before we actually stopped at one, turned around, and we pulled off the road. And what happened, Kate?
Oh, you might have got a little bit stuck.
We certainly did. So we were stuck.
You're not stuck until you're stuck, is what I say.
Kane's convinced that we didn't get stuck because we didn't have to get pulled out by someone else. But we were stuck in the snow for a little bit. Talk to us about how you got us out, babe.
So basically what I did is I took a bit of hot water underneath the wheels to get us a bit of traction. And I basically just had to go for it. Foot down. Just thinking about the snow out underneath the motorhome.
So thankfully our rear wheel drive Betty did help us get out, and we stayed at one of the spots a little bit further towards Wanaka that didn't have snow everywhere. And now we're heading off through the Crown Range on our way to Arrowtown. Come on, Betty, you can do it! The Crown Range is one of 2 ways to drive between Queenstown and Wanaka. It's an altitude of 1,121 metres, making it the highest main road in New Zealand. It's important that you do check the road conditions before heading over the Crown Range. It can be very difficult driving conditions because it can be covered in snow and ice. Thankfully for us, our journey over the Crown Range wasn't too treacherous. What do you got there, babe?
A little glad bag. Hopefully I can fill it with gold. If I get 1 speckle, that'll do. 2 will be amazing.
Kane loves the idea of panning for gold. So we packed up his gold pan and headed along the river in Arrowtown. So we've lost Kane. He's down in that river down there panning for gold. And we're just walking along this little track just along the Arrowtown River. It's beautiful. There's plenty of great walks in Arrowtown, especially if you drive down to the main car park and head along the river. The walk that we did along the riverbed is well worth it, and it's just a short 45-minute stroll towards the bridge and back again. What are you doing? So after our walk, an unsuccessful mission to Gold Pan, we decided it was time to try a little bit of wine. At the bottom of Arrowtown, there's a place called the Winery. It's a great option if you want to sample a whole heap of different Central Otago wines. From Arrowtown, we headed into Queenstown and spent a couple of days in Queenstown snowboarding at Coronet Peak. Kane tried his luck at skiing for the first time in a long time, and we had a great time enjoying what the Queenstown Mountains have to offer. From here we continue south, heading to Tianau to explore the Fiordland National Park. Tune in for episode 6 soon.